Xbox. And the reason why I'm bringing it up is finally, and it has been reported, aka Project Spartacus is the name that Sony has given their new service that they're going to come out to compete with Microsoft Game Pass.
Really?
There's no official name for it.
Yeah.
It's right now Project Spartacus, which will and should be announced hopefully by E3 via State of Play, where Sony randomly says, "Oh, I'm going to be joining E3." That'll be crazy. But right now, that's not the case. So I'm going to read courtesy of, it's not Undefeatedly, it's by PlayStation Blog actually. Sony's answer to Game Pass, okay? And they're projecting 3 tiers, okay? $10, $13, and $16.
What's the difference?
This is according to Ventures Beat.
Do we know the difference between each one?
Yes, we do. So this is, of course, what has heard through the grapevine. We don't know officially, so I would say
all
take
this
this
is
as a grain
just
of salt.
rumors right now.
Don't take this as a grain of salt, and don't take this as definite because they could all be switched up or added in.
It's all rumors right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's read it. Courtesy of Engadget. Sony's reportedly calling the Spartacus tiers Essential, Extra, and Premium. Okay? With the first one being PlayStation Plus in its current form.
Makes sense.
It will still cost $10 and will give you access to games every month, and then you can add to your library.
Which is what costs right now. It's what we have right now.
Meanwhile, the extra tier will cost $13 and will include access to those monthly games, as well as to the game catalog with hundreds of older games that you can download. That catalog could possibly be by the name as PlayStation Now.
Now, so PlayStation Now titles.
I think based on what that says, it's the $13 a month is including PlayStation Now.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Finally, the premium tier will set you back $16 a month.
What does that give you?
And will include all the aforementioned perks, along with access to PlayStation Now streaming capabilities and a library of classic games. In addition, it will give you access to the feature called Game Trials that will let you download and start playing new PS games before they release. It is similar to E3's Game Trials that you can only play a title before its official launch for a set number of hours. So, the $13 is kind of a weird one because what classic games?
That's what I'm saying. Like, are they going to start bringing some PS1 titles?
But see, then there's a $16 a month with the PlayStation Now as a streaming service. So now it makes you wonder. And again, let me break down the Xbox Game Pass. The Xbox Game Pass has their beginner tier, which is literally 100 plus games that they offer, only for Xbox consoles, and as a service you pay monthly. And that does not include Xbox Gold. Xbox Gold is the multiplayer.
The one you'll be able to play online games. Yes. Yeah.
Then there's Game Pass Ultimate. So there's Game Pass Ultimate. Game Pass
Ultimate is the one you get to use on your PC. Right?
You get PC games, 100 plus games. You get to play it on the PC, and Xbox Game Pass includes the Project X Cloud, which is their streaming service. Everywhere you can play. So play on a PC, Xbox, TV, phone, tablets.
Yeah.
And it is including Xbox Gold, and that is $15. So $9.99 Xbox Game Pass, $14.99 Game Pass Ultimate, and now we have this extra Premier and Essentials.
Now, what will sell it for me would be to finally put some PS1 and PS2 titles in there, because right now there's very limited PS3 titles and a couple of PS2 titles. We need more. And adding the class, because they say classics, so
yeah, and they did mention PlayStation Now. It could be as the same as PlayStation Now. They could essentially get rid of the classic games from PlayStation Now and make it a sporadic type deal to get people to get
because
the extra.
Honestly, the PS3 had a great selection of PS1 titles.
Yes.
If they have that and bring it to the PS5 into this, that would make me a buyer. Because literally the only way you can access these PS1 titles is bring up your PS3 and play it through that way.
Yep.
Or get the games.
So now they're saying maybe getting at least the middle tier would get you classic games of PlayStation.
And if they do if classic means PS1, you got me sold.
Well, based on this, it does say that from PlayStation Now, they have PlayStation 1 games on PlayStation Now, but not as much, or maybe the titles you don't
Yeah,
necessarily
exactly.
want to release.
I see it. It's not like
Yeah.
really a lot, but maybe they could add more.
I
don't like what
yeah.
Xbox Game Pass. They're always adding shit all the time.
They add and remove.
Exactly.
So maybe
so they could do the same thing.
They essentially could.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the $16 one, I would personally get.
Well, it's because you like playing early demos.
I like availability.
Yeah.
Like sometimes if it's a game that I want to play PlayStation now that I want to download, I can just get it and stream it and play it.
Now, I have a
The
question.
kids love that too. Kids do love that.
So the $60 is that going to be similar to what Xbox has? Day one Game Pass type of thing.
That is the question we all are
We don't know. We don't know yet.
We don't
Okay.
know.
So if that's the case, that would be awesome because let's say God of War.
Yeah.
Let's say we'll play the new God of War on the thing first day. That would sell the.
So here's
Sell that a lot.
But according to Engadget, at this point, it's still unclear if Sony will add new first-party exclusives to the service that it becomes available. Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan previously said that it wasn't sustainable to put new releases that cost hundreds of millions to develop in a subscription service. However, Microsoft has purchased Bethesda since then and has also recently started the process of acquiring Activision Blizzard. The tech giant is adding both developers' titles to the Xbox Game Pass, so Sony will have to think of ways to make Spartacus a much more enticing option.
Yeah, they need to add all their legacy titles on there. That's what they need to do. All the Ratchet and Clanks, all the Uncharted, all the God of Wars, all the Horizons, even though there's only 2. But they need to do that. Because Xbox is doing it.
Because
why aren't you doing it?
Adding the catalog is one. Mm-hmm. Getting people to sign on to it with first party titles, I don't think they're gonna pull Nintendo to be super stubborn with that.
Well,
because
I'm just letting you know,
people
are going to be like, why should I sign up for this when Xbox can get all these games plus their new titles on day one? What's making me want to get Sony one?
And I don't want to get political.
So what's Sony gonna do?
I don't want to get political. The chip shortage, right? The chip shortage.
It's a semi. It's the semiconductor.
The chip shortage, inflation. I don't think people are gonna be spending $70 on games now, when they could have avenues to spend monthly, which in turn,
well, that's why people love
is
Game
more than
Pass.
70, and that's what I'm saying.
People love Game Pass.
So I feel Sony should make that plunge.
I think they should too.
They should make that plunge.
And obviously still release the physical copy because it's people like me who like to have physical copies of the game. But then there's people, like I know a lot of people who just want to all go all digital.
Or
and that's fine.
do
Have
DLC,
those options there.
Have DLC exclusively for physical copies only, so they still can make money off the hardcore titles that people love to get.
That's
You can get certain swag and certain skins in God of War. You can get certain swag and certain items and virtual items on Horizon. Right? Or something that can bring the person to physically buy the game if they want the extra goods. If not, as long as you subscribe to the $15.99 third tier, you can get yourself some day one. But see, when they mention the trials, that's what makes me think that they're not going to do that. Mm-hmm. Maybe they might do a good trial, like a 7-day trial. You know what I mean? Like 3 days, 72-hour rent.
Well, like I said, all this currently right now is all rumors. We don't know exactly. It would make sense to, what we're saying right now. This would actually make sense for Sony, so hopefully this is what
I really do
thinking.
hope, but I feel like the trials is going to kind of like be there, but not really do as much. Because I personally they have that feature on PlayStation Plus. They have that feature. Just very rare certain games.
Yeah,
it's
only
by
like
the
60.
developer.
I thought it was like 60-minute trials.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 60-minute trials, yeah.
The fuck you gonna do in 60 minutes?
Nothing.
So,
yeah.
but with Sony's, Sony as a company, they do movies and rentals and stuff like that too, and they have a marketplace. So they have more of an understanding of retention of a person that would rent it to buy it, but that's a movie. So if you watch a movie, you're not going back to just watch new clips or new side missions of a movie,
exactly.
But you would do it in the game. So maybe they might test the rent part of their ecosystem and pray that they would buy the game, or maybe add a discount.
We have to see what they plan on doing.
Just do game one.
You just have to remember, you have Game Pass to challenge, and they're doing a good job with it.
But Sony's trying to sell units. Microsoft is not trying to sell units.
I know, so that's why it's like
it's a toss up, but I don't think Sony really wants to take that plunge. But they should, because they've been more on demand. They've been more in demand than Microsoft 4-1. And by their hardware sales, yes. Their services, not so much. Whereas Microsoft is their physical sales, not so much. Their services, bam.
Game has it. Like,
so they are
so many people have it.
Yes. So now let's go.